Hi, my name is Kayla. What's your name?
I'm Loretta.
Hi, Loretta. And Loretta is what you typically like to be called?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, Loretta, I'm so glad you were able to come in today. Really look forward to working with you. And I'd like to take the time just to show you what you can expect during our first time meeting. I'd like to get to know you. I would like to see why, what brought you in today. I'd like to then discuss some goals that you have for the therapy, explain, the type of therapy that we'll use here. Go ahead and schedule your next session. And then at the end, I would like to ask for some feedback from you just to see, what you're feeling and if there's anything I could do to make you feel more supported. Does that sound good?
Sure, that sounds fine. Thank you.
Perfect. So, also, while I am, while you are speaking to me, I would like to jot some notes down as I'm getting to know you just so that I don't miss anything. Are you comfortable with that?
Oh, yeah, that's understandable.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So, let's jump into, what have you been, dealing with lately?
Well, I teach at an elementary school. I do second grade, and I love my school. My school is good. We have had a big change because the principal that we've had for like 13 years retired in December, and we have a new person that came in. And I try to be very understanding with everybody, and I know that this is her ship now. She's going to have to do things that is going to work with her as a person because she's different than our other previous principal. Mm-hmm. But I'm surrounded with people who are constantly negative, and it's already stressful because we have the end of the year going on, and we have testing going on right now, and I think there's more people complaining than anything, and I really don't want that to be a part of me, and I can find myself getting frustrated because while they're off complaining and belly aching about something, they're not working together for the stuff that all of us have to do as a team to be able to get ready for the end of the year. So I just find myself sometimes getting frustrated, and I feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick because I just want to get the job done and do it. Mm-hmm. But then I just feel like that's not fair because, change is change. It's going to happen. And I don't know. I just get frustrated. And I feel like, I get frustrated at work, and I'm constantly having to not only put up with, not put up, but I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I understand that things are going to be different. I already have the mindset, things are going to change. It's just the way it is. But then, you're getting pulled on 10,000 times by the kids during the day, and then you come home, and then, sometimes I feel like I get snippy with my husband, and I don't mean to, but like when he'll ask what's for dinner, and I'm like, oh, do I have to think about that too? It's just, I feel like it's constant. It's nonstop. And then, I feel like I don't get a break.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like a lot. It sounds like a big transition of having to go, having to work with under a new principal, having to feel really overwhelmed with the end of the school year, where I'm sure there's a ton of deadlines that you need to, make, by the end of the year. Working with the various teachers who might be really negative. Having a negative work environment can be very stressful as well, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And then it sounds like you're even bringing it back to home to where you feel guilty for even, snapping on your husband. So it can add, problems not only in your professional but in your personal life too. I also heard you say that you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick. What do you mean by that?
I'm a very responsible person, and I feel like if I'm told to do something, that's part of my job. If it's within my job description, that's what I should be doing. And with it being the end of the year, we have to get our pod area, ready for that time of the year to happen. And meaning we have to organize things and put things together. And I just feel like the people who are too busy complaining or the first ones to leave and the last ones to come in the morning are the ones that are not doing their share. And it seems like those that are, I don't want to say more dedicated, but I always come in early, not to pat. I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back or anything. I'm just saying there's so much work to be done that I have to come in order to have a peace of mind and a quiet space to be able to get it done. And now that we have this added stuff of rearranging rooms and organizing things just to make sure our supplies are in order, it's just kind of frustrating because not everyone's there to pitch in.
Sure, yeah. It sounds like you're very passionate and dedicated to your position, and you want that reciprocated, with the people that you work with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I definitely would like to, talk about that in more detail in the future. But I'd like to ask you, Loretta, while you're here in therapy, what are some goals that you're looking to reach?
I I don't want this stuff to bug me as much as it does. I feel like I try to think to myself, like, why can't everyone just do what they're told? I mean, it sounds very minor, but it's just very frustrating because I feel like I get the short end of the stick because I'm like, yes, I have the same amount of work as you do, but I want us to work together. So, like I even try to say, hey guys, like on this day at this time after school, can we do it? And everyone has an excuse. And it's like, I don't want to wait till the last minute because then, I mean, we have to be gone by a certain time on the last day. So it's like, and I just want to get it done so it's finished.
Okay.
That's my thing. Just check it off the list because the list is very long.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say, just so that I'm, making sure that I get it correctly, you would like for the issues at school to not let it affect you so deeply in both, work and school.
Yes.
Okay.
Because then I get home and I'm overwhelmed. Not that there's anything overwhelming at home, but, sometimes depending on the day, if I can come home and, everyone's like, hey, well, what's for dinner? It's like, oh my gosh, do I have to think of one more thing? Can anyone else cook,
Yeah.
Or, sometimes it's like, oh, I don't know, it's a fend for yourself day, everyone can find something. But I don't like to do that. I mean, I enjoy cooking for my family.
Would you feel like maybe vocalizing those concerns more, would that be a goal as well? Or just to not feel necessarily the way that you feel, especially after work?
Are you saying, like, vocalize myself to the people at work or the people at home?
Maybe both. Maybe saying, not necessarily like what you can say, but feeling more comfortable and letting people know how you're feeling in the moment.
And I want to learn how to do that more because sometimes I feel like I'm always going to hurt someone's feelings, or I don't want drama because I don't have time for drama. And some people can get really offended really quickly, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
Okay.
I deal with kids all day long. I don't want to deal with adult kids.
Sure. That's definitely understandable. So working on those feelings not necessarily affecting you so deeply, and then being able to sort of speak on your own behalf without feeling as though you're hurting someone's feelings or doing something negatively to them. So I definitely think that those are, very reachable goals, Loretta. And, as we work together and as we, build our relationship and, become more comfortable with each other, I would really like to help you achieve those. Does that sound like something that you're interested in?
Yes, definitely.
So I wanted to tell you a little bit about our method of therapy that we use here. It is called cognitive behavioral therapy. Have you ever heard of that before?
I think I've heard it like just in passing, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Okay. So the general premise of CBT is that our thoughts affect the way we feel and behave, within certain situations. So the goal is to address the way we think about things. It can make huge changes in the way that we react to the world. Not to say that there is never going to be any bad day or there aren't going to be any more bad situations. What our goal is to change the way we react and feel about them. Does that sound like something that you're interested in?
Yeah. I mean, because that's basically what I'm talking about. I don't want to get frustrated because of stuff. I sometimes may just have to bite the bullet and say that's just the way it is.
Or work on the communication part of that, or of identifying your needs. So I definitely think that's something we could do. Okay. So Loretta, I would like to see, considering your weekly schedule, what days and times work best for you to come in?
Are you talking about like next week?
Sure.
Well, I'm not tutoring next week, which is good. So I have any day after school, which I get out close to 4:30, and I mean, if you're available after that would be great.
Okay, and you said this week I'm not tutoring. So what is the tutoring schedule look like?
When I do tutor, I tutor on actually it's Wednesdays and Thursdays, and I usually don't get finished until like 6:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, 6:30. Now, on those days, would you prefer to not have counseling?
Yeah, that's a long day.
That does sound like a very long day. Okay, so it looks like maybe Tuesdays, Mondays might work a little bit better.
Preferably Tuesday. Monday's usually pretty busy.
Okay, so Tuesdays work. So would next Tuesday around 5:30 work?
That would be great. Good time.
Give you some time to get out of traffic and get settled in.
Yes.
All right. So Loretta, as we prepare for our next session session together, I'd like to sort of think, what are some things that you anticipate in the upcoming week being, to be challenging or stressful?
We have testing almost every day
Okay.
next week, so that would be a challenge.
Okay.
And then to celebrate the end of the testing, we have our what we call it's like a splash day, water splash, and so we have all of the kids in our school playing on water slides the entire day, and then we have to wait until afterwards. We have to wait one by one and get them like dressed.
Yeah.
So that's time consuming. They got to make sure that everyone's acting right. So I mean, it's just gonna be a long day. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, I guess it could cause stress, but we always get through it, so that's good.
Okay. So it sounds like yet another couple things that you have to do before the end of the school year, which I could could see that would be stressful. What I'd like to challenge you to do this week is keep a journal with you. Nothing that you would have to write any exceptionally long entries in, but even before or during a moment where you find yourself being stressed or overwhelmed, write down exactly what you're feeling. Start to kind of get a log of in this situation, kind of outline what the situation is, and then how you feel right under it, just to sort of start to be able to track that. Does that sound like something you'd like to do this week?
I like that. That's a good idea.
Okay, very nice. And whenever we are able to come back next week around 5:30, we'll be able to bring that to the table and discuss that a little bit more in detail.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, especially with your goal of especially wanting to finish this year strong, and that not necessarily being your goal, but your goal of not letting it affect you quite as much and being able to vocalize your concerns more openly. I think that we would definitely be able to see through your log if there is anything sort of getting in the way of those goals. Okay?
I think that sounds good. And yes, I do want to finish it strong. I want to be able to be strong and being able to speak up for myself and work together to get it all done.
Sure, absolutely. And I think that is definitely, absolutely possible. Okay?
Good.
Well, Loretta, again, I wanted to thank you so much for coming in today. I'm really glad that I was able to get to meet you and learn a little bit about you, set up some goals and, set up the next time we're able to meet. Right now, I wanted to take the time to ask you for any feedback, of what you're thinking or anything that you might need to feel more supported.
I'm just excited to be able to have someone to talk to about it because I don't feel comfortable talking to anybody about it at work because, I just don't want to stir anything up. And I don't think anyone's trying to intentionally be ugly or mean or anything. It's just everyone deals with things differently. And I want to choose to be more positive about it.
Absolutely. And I like that you're willing to make that choice and take the initiative to come in today.
Thank you so much.
Loretta, I want to emphasize that this is a safe place, to share your feelings. I did want to let you know that the only time that I would need to talk to anyone is if you were ever the event that you wanted to hurt yourself or others. But I want to make sure that this is a place where you feel comfortable to speak openly, and that this is going to be a team effort in which we try to reach your goals together.
I really do thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, absolutely, and again, it was so nice to meet you.
Thank you.